Going on, everybody? It's Key Time coming back with another one to talk about week 11 of the NFL season. The first game we have is tonight between the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Baltimore Ravens. This game, I see Baltimore winning because Cincinnati, yeah, they had a 4 game winning streak, and yes, they lost a close one versus the Texans. But Baltimore is just playing on a whole another level right now. Their offense is averaging over 30 points a game. Their defense is only giving up over 23 points per game, with the exception of last week's game versus the Browns. So I just expect Baltimore being at home, having more offensive firepower than Cincinnati. Up to this point, I expect Baltimore to win this game. The next game I have is the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Now, I initially thought that Deshaun Watson would be playing for Cleveland. I was going to choose Cleveland, but we all know that Deshaun Watson, he has an injured shoulder. He is out for the season. So I expect Pittsburgh to come into Cleveland and get a win in Cleveland. I don't expect much from whoever Cleveland have as their backup, whether it's PJ Walker or Dorian Thompson Robinson. Whoever the Browns have back there, I don't expect much from them. So that's why I am going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game. This will be a defensive slugfest. I expect Pittsburgh to win by at least 3. The next game I have is the Chicago Bears and Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, they not going to really have a problem with Chicago. Chicago is on a downward spiral, like I've been saying all season. And this is just a tune-up game for Detroit, a get right game basically for the offense and the defense. So I'm not going to stay on this game too much, but I expect Detroit to win going away. So the next game is Los Angeles Chargers and the Green Bay Packers. The Los Angeles Chargers, they have lost a lot of close games this year, and the Packers offense is really is really on a downward spiral. Now, the Chargers have the worst passing defense, and Green Bay has a struggling pass offense. So something gotta give in this game. So I expect I expect Green Bay to win this game because you can't trust what's going on with the Chargers on defense, because their third down defense is bad at 27th in the league, and Green Bay Packers offense is at 19th in the league, only averaging 16 points per game. So I think that Jordan Love, the wide receivers, and the running back for the Green Bay Packers will be able to generate enough points in order to win this game. That's why I have Green Bay winning this game. The next game I have is the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Miami Dolphins. This game is going to be one of those tight games, but Miami will eventually pull away in the end because Las Vegas offense has been struggling. Miami's offense averaged 30 points a game. I expect them to eclipse 30 points in this game, and I expect them to win without having too much trouble with the Raiders. The next game is the New York Giants, versus the Washington Commanders. We all know that the Giants, they have injuries all over their chart galore. Washington, they are a sputtering offense. This is a game that they should win because their season is hanging by a thread, and I don't know if they are going to have any more layup games like they have against the New York Giants this week. New York Giants have a bunch of injuries. Washington Commanders, their offense is struggling. But one thing about the quarterback, Sam Howell, he's doing pretty great. He averaging over 250 yards every game. But he is getting sacked 5 times a game. So the Washington offensive line, they have got to improve. They have got to improve their protection and give Sam Howell some time to get the ball out to his receivers. This game, I think that the Commanders, they will be able to win this game because the Giants, they are just going through the motions. They are just ready for this season to be over with. Most of the players on the team are. So I have Washington winning that game. The next game is Dallas versus Carolina. This game, it's not going to be much of a game because after the first few minutes, I expect Dallas to take control of this game. They may win this game in a blowout, but if Dallas don't turn the ball over, if Dallas does not commit any foolish penalties, any roughing the passer penalties, false starts and all that, this game will be over before it starts. So I picked Dallas in this game to win because Carolina, we all know it's been a rebuilding year for Carolina. Coming into the season, it was going to be a rebuilding year for Carolina. The next game is the Tennessee Titans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars, this is a bounce back game for y'all, so y'all should not have any problem with Tennessee. Will Levis, he has been up and down. I know he started that Pittsburgh game and finished the Pittsburgh game. But since that Pittsburgh game, he has been on a downward spiral. Jacksonville, this is a game that you have to win. Plus, you have the Houston Texans on your tails. If you lose this game and Houston wins their game this week, Jaguars will be in second place. So it is critical that you get this game, Jacksonville. It really is. And I expect that you are going to get this game. Now, which leads to my next game, the Arizona Cardinals versus the Houston Texans. Like I just said, if Houston wins this game and the Jaguars lose their game, Houston will be first place in their division. But I expect Houston to win this game, and I expect the Jaguars to win their game. So the Jaguars will keep first place in their division, and Houston will win over the Arizona Cardinals because Arizona Cardinals, they are a bottom of the barrel team this year. It was another rebuilding year for them. So even though Kyler Murray is back, they're not going to win 6-7 games and get to the playoffs. So this has been a lost season, a gone season for the Cardinals. So they just need to get ready for the 2024 NFL Draft. The next game I have is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus San Francisco 49ers. This game right here, we all know Baker Mayfield is hit and miss. I expect him to miss a lot more in this game than hit. That's why I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, Mr. First Down himself, Brandon Ayuk is going to have a big game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they will win this game and start a winning streak against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that's all I got from this game. The next game is the New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. Now, the New York Jets, hey, their offense is struggling, and the Buffalo Bills offense is struggling. But one thing about it is, has Buffalo Bills championship window closed? It's been closing for the last 3 years. Ever since Buffalo lost to Kansas City in that playoff game 3 years ago. And then the last 2 years, it has been AFC divisional round loss, AFC divisional round loss. And then this year, you are at 5-5 and currently on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. This game, this is basically a season defining game for both of these teams. You got the New York Jets who is limping throughout this season with wins and loss after loss. The New York Jets still have a chance to fight for a playoff spot. Will they win this game? It remains to be seen. And it all depends on what Buffalo Bills team you have this week. Will you have the Josh Allen that will throw 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions? Or will you have the Josh Allen that we had versus the Denver Broncos, throwing 1 touchdown and running for 1 touchdown and throwing 4 interceptions? Which Buffalo Bills offense and defense will come? We don't know, but since Buffalo is at home and they don't lose too many consecutive games at home, I'm picking the Buffalo Bills for this game, and I expect Buffalo to win this game. The only thing the Jets have going for them is they have a good defense. The offense is sputtering. It's been sputtering for the last few weeks. The next game I have is the Seattle Seahawks versus the Los Angeles Rams. This game, I believe Seattle is going to win this game because the Los Angeles Rams are in a rebuilding year. Basically, they still have Matthew Stafford, but is Los Angeles really in playoff positioning? They are not. They are 3-6, 3-7. So this is a game that Seattle should win handily. But like I said, division games, you don't know what to expect in a divisional game. In a divisional game, crazy stuff happens, but I expect Seattle to win this game by at least 10 points. Sunday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings versus the Denver Broncos. Now, this game right here, I usually don't do this, but I see what Denver has did the last couple of games, beating Kansas City surprisingly, and then beating Buffalo in Buffalo on Monday night surprisingly. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pick the Denver Broncos to win this game. I believe that what Minnesota has did, Joshua Dobbs' 5-game winning streak, I think that he will experience his first loss in a Minnesota Vikings uniform Sunday night, and Denver will keep their winning streak going, and it will be at 3. They will have a 3-game winning streak after Sunday Night Football. The last game of the week is Monday Night Football, and it's a rematch of last year's Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, both of these teams look very different from the Super Bowl. But this game is a game where I think Kansas City, they will not lose this game. In fact, with that crowd noise and the defense that Kansas City has this year, I think that they will win this game because the Kansas City defense, they're only giving up 21 points per game, and their offense is only averaging 4 touchdowns a game, 28 points per game. So Philadelphia, they have a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the ball, and Jalen Hurts, he still has a nagging knee injury. So it's a little iffy. It's going to be a little iffy is if he is going to be 100%, which at this point of the season, nobody is 100%, but I still expect Jalen Hurts to play this game, but I expect Kansas City to pull this one out in the end, at least by 3. And that is my predictions for week 11 of the NFL season. There are 4 teams on a bye week this week. Atlanta Falcons, Indianapolis Colts, the New England Patriots, and the New Orleans Saints are all on byes this week. So, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and remember, the key is always on time.